Tomorrow, Manchester United are facing off against Arsenal. Arsenal have just hit a real good run of form. 5 wins in their last 6 Premier League games means that they're actually potentially a threat to us. And I know you're probably thinking, Steve, that was the last time we fucking lost before this week. They're definitely a threat to us. You might be right. I don't think Arsenal have been playing, or were playing, especially when they beat us, very good at all, to be honest. They were quite singular in their approach. They were a bit basic, if anything, but it was generally effective. Latterly, they seem to have really started to find their rhythm, and Arteta favouring the 4-2-3-1 has seen that uprise in form recently, and I think he's going to go with it again to try and counter United's system. Leno remains one of their star players. He starts in goal for them. Bellerin at right back with Cedric at left back. It seems like Kieran Tierney is still a doubt for them. And it's expected to be Rob Holding and David Luiz at centre-half, currently preferred over Gabriel. It's a big boost to have Thomas Partey back in the side for them, and I think it'll be alongside Granit Xhaka, making quite a hard midfield duo. And then I think Emile Smith-Rowe should overcome a knock to start in attacking midfield again. Pepe's probably going to be on the left with Saka on the right, with Aubameyang missing due to family issues. I think it'll be Lacazette that leads the line. The star man, well, Saka and Smith have really started making waves, and they're definitely conversational for the players that could cause United problems, but Lacazette has been Arsenal's main man this season. 8 goals in 13 Premier League starts this season. He is their main goal getter, really. He hasn't been contributing just goals, though. His link-up play with the young attackers around him has actually been causing quite a lot of problems for teams, so we're going to have to stay switched on. United can't afford to give him the time that we gave Ollie Burke inside the box at weekend, otherwise he's absolutely going to punish us. Now, before I get into my 11, there's a quick word from our sponsor, SportsBroker. You should know the script by now. SportsBroker is a sports gaming app, and you can get involved by checking out the link in the description. You can either get the app or you can go straight to the website. We've mentioned it in a couple of videos, so if you want to know what a bit more it's about, check those. But here's what we're going to do. The tips this weekend. Then United. Unfortunately, United's loss meant that the price went down on SportsBroker this week, but they've gone down to $4.66, which I think is massively undervalued. And a good performance against Arsenal should see that rise straight back up. So United are going to be worth getting onto while they are cheap. On the last preview, I was talking about West Ham and Leeds being good buys, and if you did that, you would have made quite a bit of money because they've both increased massively in value after both teams got victories in recent fixtures. However, West Ham now play Liverpool next and Leeds play Leicester, so we're going to swap those out, and we're going to go with West Brom, and we're going to go with Chelsea. West Brom are valued at £3, and they play Fulham at home in their next game, so there's a strong chance that they're going right up after that. And Chelsea, I think the final tip's going to be Chelsea. New manager, decent fixture, decent opportunity against Burnley at home. I reckon Tuchel could be looking to get his first win. Avoids Sheff United. Yes, the price went up after beating us, but they got City away in the next game, and I think City are going to absolutely pump them. So unless Sheff United pull out a massive shock, they're definitely going back down in price. Newcastle haven't won in their last 9 games in the league, lost the Leeds last week, likely to go down even more as they got Everton away coming up, and Burnley. Even though I would look to avoid Burnley anyway, as just a run of course, but they've been in some good form, and you could see why they might be attractive, but they've got Chelsea and City coming up in the next 2 fixtures, so I think that price has got a strong chance of going down. If you're interested, it is UK only, and it's for over 18s only as well, so please play responsibly. Link for all the details that you need are in the description. Right then, let's have a look how we hurt Arsenal and what my 11 is. Right then, my Manchester United 11 to face off against Arsenal. Then I'm going to go with Big Dave in net, and I'm going to stick with Telles and Wan-Bissaka as fullbacks. Maguire and Bailly if Bailly is fit. There was some rumour that Bailly might have been involved in a car accident, which is why he wasn't available at the weekend. Let's hope it's nothing and he's able to get back into the starting 11. And the reason I'm going with Telles over Shaw, I don't know what people are seeing with Luke Shaw. And for loads of people that are going to comment, oh, not pick Shaw again. Well, no, I told you I don't rate him. So why would you be surprised if I'm not picking him? What I saw from Telles was a little bit rusty. Obviously, I don't think he's got the fitness to play a full 90, which is why he was hooked with 10 minutes to go. But I saw him being in defensive shape immediately. Facing the correct way and being in position. Luke Shaw, as you'll see, is too often facing our goal. You don't need that from a fullback. You want him to be defensively sound. If there's no line, there's no defence. Think about that. No line, no defence. You got to be in the defensive line. So I would go with Tellez. And I also think that by not playing Cavani, I mean, he got an assist last week, but I think by not playing Cavani or not starting Cavani, you also limited his opportunities. I think playing him in conjunction with Cavani, I think you see a bit more out of both players. It's a 4-2-2 or a 4-4-2 diamond, if you like, depending on how you think this is going to roll. But Fred and McTominay doing a very, very basic midfield job. We're away from home. I don't think Arsenal warrant the Fred and McTominay treatment, but we're away from home and they are dangerous, so I think that warrants it. I think they themselves and their style of play necessarily doesn't warrant it, but I think those circumstances do warrant it. Pogba, and I think by playing those two behind Pogba, it allows Pogba the freedom to be in the other half of the pitch. I thought against Sheffield United, he was doing some real good work in our half of the pitch, but he wasn't getting onto the ball in the opposition half of the pitch anywhere near enough. So I want to see him on the ball, and I want to see him putting them under pressure. Obviously Bruno, and then Rashford and Cavani. I can't justify starting Anthony Martial, the form that he's in. So Rashford and Cavani, and let's look to try and get him behind. How do you beat this Arsenal side then? So the way Arsenal sets up is way more restrictive than expansive. Everyone looked at the fact that he was Pep Guardiola's assistant and assumed that he was going to be a carbon copy of what Guardiola was doing at City, but it's not been the case. And they're a lot more defensively sound and maybe a little bit timid in attack, if anything, or they certainly were. They look to stop other teams playing rather than to dominate the ball. The likes of Saka, Pepe, Lacazette in attack, with Luiz and Partey further back. It's worked for them because they've got some effective passers of play who can do that. Expect them to have players behind the ball and expect them to try and burst forward with that front fee and the pace that they've got, whilst Saka and Partey sort of protect the defence a little bit. United need to be able to find a way around that. We certainly didn't have that at home. It was a poor performance from United at home. But I think maybe away from home, they might try and be a little bit more bold. The win in the bank against us might give them some confidence. And I think that's where United actually play our best football. Under Arteta, they found some really effective ways to press. They completely penned us in. And this is one of the reasons why I go to this midfield. It's more options to bring it out from the back. It's also got the ability to be able to go quite direct. You can bomb it out to Tellez, who can push it up the line, find Rashford or Cavani. That's a ball that he likes. You can also kind of go direct to Cavani and he will hold it up for you. We can't get trapped in the way we got trapped in at home against them. They totally just pressed into our half and just covered all the bases, and we fluffed our lines. You've got to be able to find a way through that press, and I think playing a diamond gives you more options. You can bring Pogba deeper back, but you're not asking him to do defensive work. You're asking him to be able to play through the press. I don't think Fred necessarily is the greatest player in the world at playing through a press. I think he's awful when pressed, actually. So you can get the likes of Pogba onto a ball without making him do defensive work, and I think that really helps us. They look to press high, whether that's 4-5-1, go man-to-man, or 5-3-2, which we've seen them do. If they come up against the back three, the three forwards will press their individual centre halves, and one of the two midfielders is going to try and get in behind on the defensive midfielder while the other covers in behind. And it's very, very effective, and it's completely different to the sort of passive sort of Arsenal that we saw under Emery. They're now very, very lively off the ball, and they try and force people into mistakes, and certainly in your own half, they try and force you into mistakes. Off the ball, they've got a very energetic midfield, and the wingers are fast and fit and ready to charge up and down on a counter. Although they've improved off the ball, I think there's still a long way for them to go when they're in possession. I think their build-up's quite predictable, except when they're hitting you on the counter. And even when they hit you on the counter, it's predictable. It's just more effective. So this is a game where United really got to have our wits about us. And the reason I go with Tellez over Luke Shaw in this is because when we're being attacked, he gets back. Luke Shaw, too often, And you can put this down to laziness, you can put this down to whatever. I do not rate his positioning. And if you watch him yourself, I can't imagine you would actually rate his positioning defensively. You can put the 1v1 stats all you want. That's fine. He's got good 1v1 stats. My issue with him is that he's not there to make more of the 1v1s because he's 15 yards too high up the pitch. When you actually look at Teller's stats, Tellers beats him in blocks and interceptions and recoveries, which tells me that he's in position more than Luke Shaw. Therefore, in a game like this where I'm expecting him to come up against someone like Saka, he's my man. But yeah, I think United can unlock this defence, and I think the diamond is the way to do it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're going to be coming and tuning in for the watch along over on Stretford Paddock, let me know as well. And make sure to go and check out this month's sponsor, which is SportsBroker. The link for that is in the description. Go check it out and see what you think. And I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.